Last month, while the driver was inside a Laurel store shopping, two guys stole her '95 Ford Ranger. The stolen truck wasn't the problem. The problem was her husband's Vietnam veteran's hat that was inside, that she kept in his memory.
She says when she left the store, she saw two men driving off in a Ranger, and one of them was wearing the hat. With us this afternoon are Laurel Police Officer Kevin Lieber and Deborah Smith of Laurel to tell us the rest of the story. Thank you for being here this afternoon.
Thank you for having us.
So Deborah, that hat really had a lot of meaning to you,
It
didn't
sure
it?
did. That was my husband's cap, and my husband was a veteran.
Yeah.
What branch did he serve?
He was in the Air Force.
Yeah. And he passed away recently?
He passed away in 2018.
In 18, oh my goodness, so it wasn't that long ago.
No.
So, then you met this guy.
Yes, and in 2 minutes I met him. He was there that quick
Yeah.
after the incident occurred.
So, you guys got involved, opened up an investigation here. Stolen vehicle.
We did.
You had other agencies involved.
We did, yes. We got called for a stolen vehicle. The victim had just watched her vehicle get driven out of the parking lot of, it was in the Food Line Shopping Center in Laurel. She managed to get a fantastic description of what her vehicle was, what the driver looked like, and where it went. And from there, we just kind of followed our route of investigation to try to find this vehicle for her.
And did you find it?
We did actually in the same shift. We managed to find it. But I can't lie to you, it had a lot to do with this got a lot of social media attention with, it was a picture of Ms. Smith and her vehicle that someone posted on Facebook. Yes. Got shared, and somebody called because they saw this bright red Ford Ranger and knew they just saw it on Facebook. And it was relatively close to where we were, so we found it pretty quickly.
Now, as far as investigations go, this goes the way typical investigations go. But for some reason, this caught your attention. Why?
Well, Ms. Smith was very concerned about a hat that was in the vehicle. That when I look back on my video, that was her main concern. She said, my truck got stolen. Yeah, it got stolen, but also this hat was in the car. And she actually said that the driver of the vehicle that took her hat was wearing it when he left. That kind of stuck out to me because I'd never heard of something that
that kind of a detail.
Yeah, specific before. She almost described the hat more than she did the truck, honestly. And so we set out to find it, and obviously we were looking for this truck, and the hat was mentioned. When we found the truck, the first thing that I knew we had to look for was the hat in the truck. Unfortunately, it wasn't in the truck when we found it, but then we started looking into how to get it back.
Right.
Yeah. So, did you ever get it back?
So, we tried to find the original hat that was in the truck. We went as far as sending Salisbury police to look for the hat in a specific place where we were told it was, and they weren't able to find it. Now, mind you, this was a couple hours had passed since the call originally came in. So, the day has gone on, things have moved around, we weren't able to find it. But right after that, me and my supervisor got on the radio together and we're talking about, okay, she wasn't really, she was happy about getting her car,
right,
but she really wants this hat. Like, how can we get her a hat? And it obviously had a lot of sentimental value being her husband's hat. And I think you mentioned to me that was what you kept with you to have him with you while you're driving around.
Yes, it was like he was with me in the truck.
Right. So that's what we wanted to do.
Oh my God. All right, so, and this was your sergeant, is that right?
Yeah, my sergeant was working with me that day and helped me with this investigation.
Okay, so you managed to, and I understand there's some things you just can't share yet because it's an ongoing investigation, right, and all that. So you went the extra step to try to make it up to Miss Smith. What did you guys do then?
Well, we knew that to kind of close this case for her, we needed to get all of her property back. And it was something as simple as getting her a hat that would never truly replace what she had, but it could be kind of like an almost there something for her, right? And so we were talking, and I said, well, let me look if I can find I wanted specifically a Air Force Vietnam veteran hat, because that's what you described was the original hat.
Exactly, yes.
And found one, and by the time we got it and a week had passed, it was, I believe, Monday that we came back to your house.
It was very quickly.
And right before that, my sergeant is Sergeant Kerrigan. She served as a United States Marine, and she had a flag that was a retired American flag that had once been flown in Afghanistan. And she said, well, why don't you give this to her too? And got it all folded up and brought it in. It's right here, actually.
Right there.
So Deborah, tell me about that moment when they knocked on your door.
Well, I just want to say that I was very disturbed by the whole incident, and I had trouble sleeping and everything. And then when they came to the door, I didn't quite know why. And then when they presented me with that, I couldn't even believe it. It was like it made my faith and my hope in humanity be renewed after it had been dashed. It's lovely, isn't it?
It is.
Isn't that? And now I see it every day.
Yeah.
And I'm renewed every day.
Do you still carry it around?
I carry the cap around in my truck because I know chances of it happening again, it was, it will not.
Right.
But the flag stays in my home next to his other cap.
Has a special place in your heart, huh?
Forever. It's wonderful. People don't know it just took away the loss. So I've been able to sleep better and get back to my life.
So happy
Thank
to hear
you.
that. Officer Lieber, Deborah Smith, thank you for coming in and telling us this heartwarming
Thank
story.
you so much for hearing it. It means more than I can say.
Thank you for having us.
Thanks for your service.